Welcome to ANN TV, broadcasting live from Ripley, Ohio, April 1st, 1863. This is Edward Softwater. We are here on the bank of the Ohio River, 50 miles southeast of Cincinnati. This is the location of the largest escape route of the Underground Railroad in the West. The abolitionists are celebrating today about 40 years helping fugitive slaves with the combined effort of Reverend John Rankin as stationmaster and John P. Parker as conductor, and about 300 friends of the Ripley Abolition Society. To our TV audience who just joined us from St. Louis, I need to explain that since the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850, anyone caught harboring a slave is fined $1,000 and gets 6 months in prison. So the work here is very dangerous and has to be done in complete secrecy. Now, I'm going to interview the most recent slave to be brought over the Ohio River from Kentucky. So, you cold, wet creature, what's your name?
Oh no, I can't give you my name, 'cause then I'll be caught. They'll take me back to Kentucky to my master, who will whip me to death.
Well, do you have a family?
I have a wife who they're holding hostage and probably torturing until I get back. I was supposed to trick John Parker to come with me. And these bounty hunters would kidnap him. But John was too smart for him. He circled around and got behind them and with his guns and dogs and surprised them.
Well, where do you go from here?
John's employee, Tim, is gonna come back and take me to the next Underground Railroad station tonight. But I have to leave my wife behind, or I'll never get to Canada. It's the promised land, you know?
Well, good luck. I'm sure Ontario, Canada is just the place to be. So, here we witness the last slave to come across the half-mile wide Ohio River all the way to freedom. Now, let's find this leading abolitionist and get more on this story.
Hey, John, I got to catch a wagon to Red Oak, Ohio, but so long. Thanks a million for all your help in getting me out of Kentucky. See if you can do anything about helping my wife. No problem. For our race, I would do anything. So long. And I'm going back over tonight, and I'll see what I can do about your wife.
Now let's talk to John P. Parker, a metal casting foundry owner by day and a conductor on the Underground Railroad by night. Welcome, Mr. Parker.
Thank you, Mr. Sugarwater.
Softwater.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Now, I understand you row a skiff across the Ohio River all the way to Kentucky every night to pick up slaves. According to Kentucky law, helping slaves escape can get you 21 years in the state penitentiary. Aren't you a little worried about being caught and spending the rest of your life in prison?
Not at all. It's something about the game that I really like. It's the adventure of almost getting caught and having new slaves to care for every night. This is my land, the borderland, and it has been for 20 years, from 1845 till now.
I see, but aren't there so many people looking for you?
You know, I've educated myself in New Orleans on how to outwit dumb men. The slave catchers or bounty hunters are only doing what they're doing for money. And they are dim-witted. I'm dealing with ignorant men. What they do is they leave an open door and a blind side for which you can do things and get away with a lot of things behind.
I see.
Here, let me give you an example. Just 7 homes down from my home, there's a guy by the name of Thomas Crown. He owns a coffin factory. Okay? And he harbors slaves in those coffins. He was never caught at any time. May not sound comfortable, but for the conditions and for the situation, it's perfect for the circumstances. And I've hidden in one myself.
I see. That must have spooked you a little bit. Where did you get your courage?
I have an unknown white father who gave me the courage to conquer or to die. I'm fighting for my fellow human beings, which slavery has taken the initiative of thinking away. And I'm not going to just stand by and watch slave masters make human beings into animals without hope.
Wow. Well, when exactly did you get so determined to help the slaves?
When I was 8, I was sold off and made to walk from Norfolk, Virginia to Mobile, Alabama. An old man died next to me. I'll never forget that.
Wow, that's an incredible story. If you could say something to your brothers and sisters of African descent that are watching us today, what would that be?
Don't let anyone try to take away your ability to think or say you can't go your own way. This is the injustice of slavery. The physical cruelty is not as bad as what it does to your mind and your soul.
Okay, well, you've heard it from a conductor of the Underground Railroad himself. Don't let anyone restrain you from your initiative of doing your own thing your own way. Now, let's get a picture of John Parker and Reverend Rankin together, celebrating 40 years in the Underground. Freedom heroes. Now, where did that slave I was talking to go?
He had to catch a wagon to Red Oak, Ohio.
Oh, okay. Now, let's get a photo with the leading abolitionist, Reverend John Rankin, with the leading conductor of the Underground Railroad in Ripley, John Parker, shaking hands after 40 years of active service in the Underground Railroad. Now, how many slaves did you guys free between the two of you?
I threw them a memorandum in the furnace.
I see. Thousands?
Thousands.
Mr. Saltwater,
Soft water.
excuse me. I'd like to have my lovely wife, Jean, bring in a cake that she baked to celebrate this occasion.
Okay, go on.
Jean?
If you would show it to the camera so our audience could see.
40 years of service. The Reverend John Rankin and John Parker with the Underground Railroad.
Thank you. A&N would now like to take this time to thank the following sponsors for making the whole underground operation possible. The Ripley Bee, the John Parker Iron Foundry, the Collins Coffin Company, the Ripley Anti-Slavery Society, the Ohio Anti-Slavery Society, the Maplewood Cemetery, and Frank's Dependable Single-Shot Firearms?
Well, that's because the second shot is not guaranteed.
Maybe because it's disposable.
That's what it says. Frank's Dependable Single-Shot Firearms. This is Edward Softwater with A&N saying good afternoon.